And all great things start only with the mother. And it is an energy of Adi Shakti. The technical term in Agama, he calls it as Brahmanda Yoni, which means cosmic womb. Out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatara of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons and healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. Devi Parashakti over the last few months has been continuously, sometimes even twice a day, attending to each and every one of us, taking care of us. While many of us might be facing job instability, we might be feeling that the whole world is on our shoulders, that the responsibility of our children, our spouses, our friends, our family is coming on us for whatever reason it might be. But wherever we are, Devi Parashakti has made herself available to reach you wherever you are. And you can continuously be graced with the blessings of Devi Parashakti. In her words itself, she is giving us a sacred technique to come out of the negative effects of some planetary movements, the Navagraha doshas. Devi Parashakti says, take the Atmalinga, keep it in your Sahasrara chakra and meditate on the Navagrahas, who are the manifestation of Paramashakti, Parameshwari. Connect with yourself with the Navagrahas now. All the grievances will leave. The powers of Navagrahas will get manifested. In the form of sound of this Navagraha Sukta, Annai Parameshwari Parashakti, Paramashakti, Navagraha Nayaki will manifest in all of you. For the great grace of Navagrahas to overflow in all of you, she will do good grace. And Devi Parashakti continues. During this Akashic reading was very, very profound, powerful Akashic reading by Devi Parashakti just a few months back, where she had announced this, she had given this as a declaration to the whole world, and then led us into a very deep initiation where we had listened to the Navagraha Suktam. And Devi Parashakti continues, I am bestowing with good grace, overflowing in Shivamaya, Mother. Parashakti in the form of Navagrahas overflowing is a great grace that does good to the world, doing good to all of you, destroying all the bad. But Mother, I am bestowing with great grace. As Sarvamangalamayi and Sarvamangala Swarupini, creating all of the Grahadoshas, clearing all of the Grahadoshas, Navagraha Sukta, doing good forms, entering your being in the form of the Navagraha Sukta, doing all goodness, freeing all of you from Maya and Pralaya. I am giving goodness, I am bestowing with Jnana Shakti, Navagraha Suktam Avadharaya. So just immediately after this, we had the chanting of the Navagraha Suktam. Devi Parashakti is literally manifesting such amazing power and wherever we are. So what is the best way we can receive Devi Parashakti? Literally, you are seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment. She is there in your screen. So always receive her very traditionally. This is by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism instructs, keep 2 betel leaf, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, and 1 coin in front of the screen. Watch Devi. Coin is considered to be a traditional dakshina, and it can be the lowest value. In India, it can even be 1 paise. In the USA, it can even be 1 cent. I'm not trying to monetize. Keep your 1 cent, it is okay. So for 100 days, if you have darshan, it will add up to $1. In India, even 1 paise is okay. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continues. You can offer that to Devi and then take the banana, the betel leaf, and the betel nut as a prasadam. And collect those coins and send it to the LA temple. This betel leaf, the betel nut, may look too small, but in a few days you will see how much it adds to your sentiment that really she is there. You will not take Devi Darshan for granted. Rituals will break unconscious, monotonous mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to the powerful cognition. It will break your unconscious behavior. And in the next slide, you'll be able to see the different samples of the betel nut, the betel leaf, the banana, how the plate is arranged traditionally. You can also arrange for an option is kumkum, bangles, red glass playing bangles, a blouse piece. All of these are different items that we keep in the tambulam, especially when we're receiving Devi Parashakti herself. But the most necessary is the betel leaf, the betel nut, and the dakshina, the coin, and as well as the banana. So you can see a sample plate here. You can also keep some flowers and decorate the altar that you have, and also decorate the plate. And this is enough for you to simply be able to get through your monotonous, unconscious behavior. Just connecting deeply with the divine, offering whatever you have to the divine has the power of that. And later on in today's program, we'll be able to understand for ourselves how the offerings, what are the different offerings that are available for you today, how they exactly are able to connect you deeper with the divine. So now we're coming to a conclusion of this segment in today's program, and we'll be entering into the next segment, which is the Akashic reading. And understanding the Akashic reading, the Devi Parashakti, as she has guided each and every one of us, has been able to give us so much of breakthroughs. Today, we're going to be seeing how Devi Parashakti has given us the answer for being stuck in our lives. We're going to be seeing the statistical scriptural references for all of these, and we're going to have we're going to see exactly how Navagrahas can help us rather than hindering us in any way or form. So now we'll be taking a quick break, and we'll be right back with you and then get back to the program today.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashiva will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. whole world should become Kailasian.
Yes, welcome back after that quick break. Now let's get into the program and understand about the Akashic reading, the revelations made by Devi Parashakti. In the Guru Padaka Stotram, Adi Shankaracharya, enlightened beings ever lived. The very first verse describes how sacred seat of the Guru is abode that helps us across samsara, seemingly endless ocean of suffering. And now we chanting verse, each and every one of us to listen. The Adi Shankaracharya saying is written. Anantasam samudara naukayitavyam sripurupakavyam by amrajadabhyam namo namah rupadukavyam. And many of us are feeling stuck in the same storming and raging ocean, being unable to navigate ourselves and lost in overwhelming vastness, suffering. That is the ocean of suffering. This verse teaches the sandals of my Guru, which helps me cross the endless life, which endows me with the sense to my Guru. And by worship for good, dominion of a renunciation. And our loved ones suffering deeply, are dying even able to be with them physically. Natural disasters, the lands taking over, making millions across states, and social institutions, including the health institution and the education system is crumbling. And the whole humanity looking for hope, solve this situation. It's at this time that the supreme part of the cosmic superconsciousness, out of his love and having taken the responsibility, the superconscious is manifesting Devi, cosmic mother, and guiding the whole world as literally tells us through this prayer. Devi Parashakti is the Nijavatara, everyone of our prayers, granting healing us, manifesting miracles, removing pain and suffering. Devi has not just attended to us, but also humanity at large. And Devi has got the form of the revelations. Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Join us regarding global COVID pandemic, natural disasters, fires, floods, and even the twisted human underground wars which have not yet found common knowledge. This segment will be elaborating on the scientific and spiritual references of each sacred book. Emerge from Devi Parashakti, how people are feeling stuck across the globe, and how meditating on the Navgrahas, planets, to the planets in Dharma is the solution to that feeling stuck. So now let's get into it. The revelation of Devi that we're going to be planning today. we're going to be seeing the revelation on the solution for feeling stuck during the pandemic from the 23rd of August 2021. And you can share this solution. You can share that we are going to be sharing these solutions and what the Supreme Pontiff has provided on social media. Make sure
Meditate on Navagrahas. They will remove your feelings stuck. Listen. Feeling stuck in the life is due to pralaya. Everyone all over the world is feeling stuck in the life. Meditate on Navagrahas. Connect with Navagrahas. Pray to Navagrahas. You will be free from the suffering of feeling stuck and insecurity. Om. Om.
Yes. Devi Parashakti here is telling us, instructing us and guiding us to meditate and connect to the Navagrahas to free us from feeling stuck. And now let's see what Devi Parashakti revealed once again. You'll be able to understand today exactly how the people who are feeling stuck, whether it is in health, wealth, relationships, career, or life, spirituality or power manifestation. It is because of the pralaya. Pralaya gives you the delusion or the wrong direction, makes you feel stuck. Today, just meditate on the Navagrahas. Connect and pray to the Navagrahas. You will be free from this suffering of feeling stuck and insecurity. Devi Parashakti had literally told us, meditate on the Navagrahas, they will remove your feeling stuck. Listen, feeling stuck in life is due to pralaya. Everyone all over the world is feeling stuck in life. Meditate on the Navagrahas. Connect with the Navagrahas. Pray to the Navagrahas. You will be free from the suffering of feeling stuck and insecurity. Everyone connected, sitting with us all over the world. Listen, I am seeing continuously everywhere people are feeling stuck. Whether it is in health, wealth, or relationships. This pralaya will make your very room feel like a prison. The power of this pralaya will break your mind, crush your brain to the extent that you'll start feeling your very room is a prison. The only way to destroy this is connecting with the Navagrahas, meditating on the Navagrahas, and connecting to Navagrahanayaki, Parameshwari. Take the Atmalinga, keeping your samsara chakra, and meditate on the Navagrahas, who are the manifestation of Shakti, Parameshwari. Connect yourself with the Navagrahas now. Devi Parashakti continues. Annai Parameshwari Parashakti Paramashakti Navagrahanayaki will manifest in all of you. With the great grace of Navagrahas to overflow in you, you will do good grace. I am bestowing with good grace. Overflowing in Shivamaya, Mother Parashakti, the form of Navagrahas, overflowing as a great grace that does good to the whole world, doing good to all of you, destroying all bad. I am bestowing with great grace as Sarva Mangalamaya. Now, we're going to be taking a look at some of the evidences which prove that people are stuck, including increased divorce rate, decreased pregnancy, loss of jobs, suicide rates increase, and a real estate market leaving people unable to buy homes. As you can see here, we're looking at an article from BBC on why the pandemic is causing the spike in breakups and divorces. Divorce rates are increasing all over the world, and relationship experts warn the pandemic-induced breakup curve may not have peaked yet, so it's still going on. For other couples, the increase in mental health problems due to the pandemic is playing a role in breakups, and we're seeing that COVID-19 pandemic is tearing families apart. Leading British law firm Stewart's launched 122% inquiries about divorce between July and October compared with the same period last year. SIPK search for online advice has a 34% increase in sale of basic divorce agreement. For other couples, the increase in mental health problems linked to the pandemic is playing a role in breakups. But relationship experts believe that even strong couples who weren't facing problems before the pandemic can avoid major shifts in the household health or dynamics may also be susceptible to breakups. This is because the pandemic has taken away well-established routines that offered comfort, stability, and rhythm. This is explained by Ronan Stillman, a psychotherapist and spokesperson from the UK Council. And also, languishing is the latest COVID buzzword as people are stuck in the waning days of the pandemic. And this is from the People magazine, an article published on April 22nd, 2021, so just earlier this year, on how languishing is the void between depression and publishing, the absence of well-being, and how. And this is written by the psychologist Adam Grant from the New York Times. Languishing is a neglected middle child of mental health. The Wharton School of University of Pennsylvania professor and TED Talk host wrote, it's the void between depression and flourishing, absence of well-being. You don't have symptoms of mental illness, but you're not the perfect picture of mental health either. You're not functioning at full capacity. In another paper from 2003, Keyes said that languishing is more prevalent than a major depressive disorder, and those suffering are devoid of positive emotion. And it goes on to say also that people who are in the stage are more likely to develop serious depression and anxiety disorders. And Keyes also advocated in the 2010 study for mental health prevention through risk reduction to help those vulnerable to mental illness. In another paper from 2003, Keyes said that languishing is more prevalent than major depressive disorder as well. Not only are we seeing this increase in mental health problems, which is causing divorce rate, but also we're seeing a decline in pregnancy rate due to the pandemic. Fewest births in the past 35 years, according to a study by Brookings University think tank, estimates there's 300,000 fewer babies born in 2021. And Time Magazine has told that women are deciding not to have babies because of the pandemic. And in this article, it expounds that despite spending more time at home due to the pandemic, the U.S. is in the midst of a baby bust, not a baby boom. U.S. births have been falling for decades, and 2019 saw the fewest births in 35 years. But the final number for 2020 could slip even lower. An estimated 300,000 fewer babies are expected in 2021, according to a study by Brookings Institution think tank. It comes as the pandemic has created turbulent labor market. Devi Parashar keeps on reminding us, human civilization, that this is the effect of COVID-19, and it does not stop just with people and their transformation, but it is also affecting the livelihoods of people. It does not stop with just the end of a person's life, but also the people around them, their household, their assets, everything is affected. This effect is so felt in our own economy, mental health, and the well-being of each being. And people are feeling stuck. Millions of people are losing their jobs and declining in their real estate market as well. 81 million jobs are lost as COVID-19 creates a turmoil in Asia Pacific labor market. And this because people have, due to the lockdown, not been able to sustain their job, and now they're trying to enter back into the market as well and try to get another job. And as well, The International Labour Organization has also published how 81 million jobs have been lost, and how COVID-19 creates turmoil in Asia-Pacific labor markets. And as well, we have here a Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis that says the impact of COVID-19 on the residential real estate impact of COVID-19 significantly affected the U.S. residential real estate market during the spring months. Because of health concerns, the stay-at-home orders and the economic uncertainty, many metro areas experienced a noticeable drop in home sales. In April and May, nationwide home sales dropped to their lowest levels since the housing and financial crisis that began in 2007. And here we're seeing the Pan American Health Organization, where it says the COVID-19 pandemic exacerbates suicide risk factors. So now let's understand the solution given by Devi Parashakti to meditate on the Navagrahas. Meditation has so many benefits that are calculable and incalculable by modern day science. Now let's just see a couple of the benefits that are there just from meditation. Here you can see the 12 science-based benefits of meditation published by Healthline. One, it reduces stress, controls anxiety, promotes emotional health, enhances self-awareness, lengthens attention span. It may reduce age-related memory loss. It can generate kindness, help fight addictions, improve sleep, and helps control pain, and it can decrease blood pressure. According to the Cambridge University Press Public Health Emergency Collection, the benefits of meditation and mindfulness practices during times of COVID crisis, such as COVID-19, are actually immense. It says that meditation and mindfulness are practices that can support healthcare professionals, patients, carers, and the general public during a time of crisis, such as the global pandemic. While there are many forms of meditation and mindfulness of particular interest to the healthcare professionals. Also, Everyday Health from December 2015 has also published that meditation can offer a bigger sense of purpose in your life, a connection to a greater power or truth. It can provide social support through practicing your spirituality. It can lift the spirit, activities include related to your spiritual practice or community. It can help you cope with difficulties spiritually or religion. And in September 2015 report published by Health Psychology found that when researchers followed 191 people who reported feeling spiritual peace and connection, had literally been able to see how their congestive heart failure for 4 or 5 years had been able to see drastic changes in the symptoms. And who also made some healthy lifestyle changes were significantly more likely to live longer than their peers. So now we're going to be watching the Supreme Point of Hinduism and how the Supreme Point of Hinduism had been able to demonstrate how meditation directly impacts our mind through scientific research. We're going to be seeing a conference by Dr. Murali Krishna here, who's explaining to us how meditation actually helps us.
Nithyananda participates and encourages scientific researchers to derive evidences for meditation and healing through meditation. Dr. R. Murali Krishna, President, COO, Integris Mental Health and James L. Hall Jr., Center for Mind, Body and Spirit, Oklahoma in US, and his team invited Nithyananda to derive scientific evidences for meditation and the state of his enlightenment.
When Swamiji came, I have requested him to do one thing. I asked him, would you be willing to undergo some scientific investigation of the meditation process? He very cheerfully agreed without one complaint. He went for 3 repeat sessions for PET scanning and 3 repeat sessions for quantitative EEG sessions. And these are really not very easy tests to go through. It requires a lot of patience and a lot of willingness to do that. So we did that. Because if a meditation process is doing something to your brain, we should be able to detect that. Scientific findings are verifiable. They are replicable. You can replicate them, duplicate them. So Swamiji went through those sessions and we found some interesting findings.
In PET scan, they inject a radioactive dye which goes and sits in parts of the brain that are active. In the normal, non-meditative state, the brain is very active. And when we are seeing someone, the rear end of the brain, the visual cortex, is very active, as shown in the diagram.
Usually the brain is so active, there are 100 billion brain cells there. But what meditation does is something very interesting. It shows the frontal lobes getting more active. The frontal lobe is where you have judgment, wisdom, reasoning. Here are some of the brain scans I'm going to share with you. This is alert, non-meditative state. The second one is 30 minutes into 30 minutes meditation. Look at the frontal lobes, how they light it up. They light it up big time. 60 minutes of deep meditation, and here is a deep, deep level of meditation where it lights up significantly right here. Right in the middle. Probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches deeper. What's interesting was, Swami was inside, and that's the last part of that one. See that light right here? So what's interesting was, I've never seen that before in my life, so the other parts I've seen may not be to the extent that Swami showed, but this is something interesting. There is something called dopamine, which is a chemical our brain is involved in. Dopamine is produced mostly in this area. And when you have any pleasurable feeling in your body, it is mediated through dopamine. It's a nerve receptor. It's a chemical that transmits messages of pleasure. It basically evokes pleasure. If you eat, the same thing is with your pleasures you have. Beautiful people, beautiful sceneries, nature, whatever gives you pleasure. It's mediated through dopamine. Everything that human being experiences is about dopamine. But what's interesting is that you and I have the potential to create our own dopamine in a big way. So I named it, for lack of a word in the past, the D spot.
Yes. In this video, Dr. Murali Krishna had been able to conduct exclusive experiments on the brain of an avatar. For the first time, the scientific community had seen ground results on how meditation, samadhi, is affecting what's exactly going on in the brain during this time. So it exactly shows how so much of scientific evidence is behind the results of the effects of meditation.
daily life for
Nithyananda's neurological system can be found in the book Mystic Phenomena, Scientific Data.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashiva will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become Kailasians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness, we can support you, aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. You will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become Kailasians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness, we can support you, aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home, without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Peethas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge. Only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happen. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashiva will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become Kailasians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
Kailasa is proper proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness, we can support you aligning your diet, your attitude.
Nithyananda, and welcome back, dear viewers. We just heard from the Supreme Concept of Hinduism how prayer is the best way to bust our stress and to really the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been initiating us from the year 2000, and since the Supreme Concept actually started as public life, initiating all of us into the various initiations where we do the puja every day, and we have it as a part of our lifestyle as mentioned in the Vedagamas of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. So we offer the everyday puja, we do the Shiva puja, we do the Guru puja, and really hundreds and thousands of people who have been initiated by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism have seen the tangible benefits and the effects of just sitting and beautifully connecting with the divine every day, experiencing that space of Bhava Samadhi.
If you are not allowed to do yoga, made if you are not allowed to do yoga, made to believe early morning sleep is the best thing in your life, you are tortured, you are abused, your divine rights are violated. If you are constantly inspired to do yoga early morning, Brahma Muhurta time, and everyday puja, sit that 30-40 minutes and melt down by feeling connection. Understand, nothing can be compared to prayer to bust your stress. I tell you, prayer is the best stress buster. Deep feeling.
And now let's take a look at how the scientific evidence of how humans are affected by the planetary positions and the planetary movements. Planets affect the electromagnetic waves, and this is scientifically proven. Now, we need to understand that the brain waves is also a form of electromagnetic waves, and hence is also affected by the planets and the movement and the position of the planets. This is what in the Vedic science we call it as a Vedic astrology. The ancient rishis of Vedagamic tradition, the ancient Vedagamic civilization of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, have given a very clear science of predicting the course of a person's life in what we call as the Vedic astrology, how the time of the person's birth actually determines the course of his life. And however, a few thousand years later, today science is slowly catching up with this knowledge and with this fact that the human beings are affected by the planetary positions. And in the upcoming slides, we will be presenting to you about how this information, how human beings are actually affected by the planet, and how this, and then we will also be sharing with you about the revelations by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on how we can align ourselves and how we can first of all get out of the feeling stuck mentality, and also how we can utilize it for our benefit to manifest what we want in our life. Now here we are seeing a research in March of 1951, an American radio engineer, John H. Nelson, discovered that there was a degradation in the propagation of radio waves with respect to different position of the planets. So they were testing the effects of radio waves due to the influence of the planets. So based on the position of the planets and the different angles from the planet is situated in, they studied the degradation in the propagation of radio waves. Now, what has radio waves to do with humans? Well, radio waves, as we know, is a form of electromagnetic waves. Now, even human brain emits electromagnetic waves, which are better known as the brain waves. So, radio waves is a form of an electromagnetic wave, and the brain waves are also electromagnetic waves. Both radio waves and brain waves are a form of electromagnetic waves. Here, the brain waves are a weaker form of electromagnetic waves, which are very hard to measure, unlike radio waves. The brain waves doesn't have any interference with radio waves, which are stronger than brain waves. Now, if certain position of the planet in space can cause disruption in the propagation of radio waves, then it can also affect humans. Dr. Percy Seymour, he is a British astrophysicist and astronomer, who has also done his PhD, states that the revolving planets plays a very important role in the development of the fetus and in the brain development. So the planets do affect our brain waves, and the brain waves are a form of electromagnetic waves. And by studying the radio waves and the degradation and the propagation of the radio waves, we come to know how the brain waves are also affected as well. Geomagnetism. Now it is observed that the magnetic field of the Earth changes daily and seasonally. These fluctuations in the geomagnetism have an effect on the brain. Thus, geomagnetism plays a major role in brain and the body development of the human fetus, and has an effect on the different organisms too. The revolving planets causes solar activity and which causes geomagnetism. So therefore, solar activity is responsible for geomagnetism, which influences all biological organisms, including humans. It is observed that the solar activity is caused by the alignment of the planets. Thus, the planets play a very important role in the brain and in the brain development. The Earth's magnetic field changes regularly, thereby affecting the magnetic compounds in the cerebellum in similar ways during brain development, resulting in similar personality traits for developing at similar times and in similar locations on the Earth. According to Dr. Harold S. Bohr, the professor of anatomy at Ames Medical School, he states that the complex magnetic field not only establishes the pattern of the human brain at birth, but also regulates. So here you can see the cerebellum, how the electromagnetic waves, the Earth's magnetic field affects the magnetic compounds in the cerebellum part of our brain. So we need to understand that the magnetic field of the Earth changes when the brain waves have directly been influenced by the Earth's magnetic field and the electromagnetic waves. Now let us look at the reference to the Navagrahas in the Hindu scriptures. There is a beautiful verse listing the Navagrahas, the 9 planets in the Vedic scripture, which says Adityaya cha Somaya Mangalaya Budhaya cha Guru Shukra Shanibhyascha Rahuve Ketave Namaha. Here it talks about the 9 planets: Aditya, the sun; Soma, the moon; Mangala, the Mars; Buddha, the Jupiter; then Buddha and Venus; Guru is Jupiter; Shukra and Shani is the planet Saturn; Rahu and Ketu are the 2 other Navagrahas. So now let's take a look at the Puranic references for the impact of Navagrahas on one's destiny. The stories and descriptions about the Navagrahas as well as their impact are found throughout our epics such as Ramayana and Mahabharata and the Puranas, including the Brahmanda Purana, the Matsya Purana, Shiva Purana, the Linga Purana, the Kurma Purana, the Garuda Purana, the Vayu Purana, and the Bhavishya Purana. While Maharishi Valmiki has given a detailed account of the planetary positions at the time of Bhagavan Rama's birth, Maharishi Vyasa has sketched out an astral landscape leading up to the start of the great Mahabharata war. These details have now proved extremely useful as we seek to ascertain possible dates for the key events of Ramayana and Mahabharata. So, just by understanding the astrological positions and the planetary positions, we are able to trace back and go back to that date, and it's very, very helpful. Now, Ramayana highlights the defeat of Ravana at the hands of Shani. How the planet Shani brings about the destruction of Ravana. Having brought the Navagrahas under his control, Ravana made them lie face down on the steps to his throne. Even Shani could not cast a spell on him as he was unable to face Ravana from his position. So it was then that Narada came to Ravana and mockingly told him that the latter had no guts to face the Navagrahas. That is why he made them lie face down. His pride pricked, Ravana ordered the Navagrahas to lie on their backs. This enabled Shani to cast a spell on Ravana and set in motion the events that brought about his downfall, paving the way for the final battle with Bhagavan Rama. So it says very beautifully how Ravana had the impact and had the effect of Shani in his life. Which led to the great war with Rama and eventually led to his downfall. See, please understand, the Navagrahas, it's not that they do something bad to our lives, no. The planetary positions, the planets and all the Navagrahas, you can pray to them and you can meditate on them, and all the malefic effects of, all these, whatever is happening in our life, right, is an effect of our past actions, our incompletions, our karmas. And it is set in motion with the planetary positions and so many other things. However, when you receive the initiation from the Guru, with the Guru's grace, there cannot be effect of any of the planets in our life. All the planetary effects, negative effects, the malefic effects of the planets, everything gets deleted from your life just with the grace of the Guru. So once you have the Guru's grace, you are beyond everything else. So do not worry at all. Dronacharya, now a reference from Mahabharata. Dronacharya asked Duryodhana to contact Sahadeva, who was the twin brother of Nakula and the youngest of the Pandavas. He said that Sahadeva was an astrologer and that he would be the right person to consent. Duryodhana was surprised and he asked Duryodhana, Dronacharya, how he could ask his enemy for an auspicious date for him to perform the Durga Puja to win the war. So it is basically like, let's say I'm fighting with you, I come to you and say, can you tell me a date so that I will win the fight? It is literally like that. You know, I am waging a huge battle with you, and then I come to you and I say that, you know, can you please tell me which date I should start my fight with you so that I win the war? You know, in today's terms, it seems like, you know, of course I will not tell. Why will I tell for you to win the war? But the dharma, when in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the way people lived the dharma and the integrity was in a totally different frequency altogether. So here Sahadeva, even though knowing that the Dronacharya is the main key person for even the war to be happening, he tells him, based on Vedic astrology, his integrity to Vedic astrology, standing by his dharma, if anybody asks him, he has to give the right advice. Even though it may be his enemy who's going to bring his own destruction, Sahadeva gives the right advice as per the Vedic astrology. So Duryodhana goes to meet Sahadeva after the later has finished his puja, because Dronacharya says, approach him after he finishes his puja in the morning, he will definitely give you the date. So he said to Sahadeva that although that you are an enemy, I would like to know which date I should start the Durga Puja so that I can win the war. Sahadeva finds out the date as per the Vedic astrology and he tells Duryodhana. Duryodhana is extremely happy that he achieved something and he is very sure of winning the war. However, the Pancha Pandavas are shocked. Now what to do? Sahadeva has told him which day to start the war. Now he is going to do that and that's going to lead to their downfall. Of course, the Pandavas had nothing to worry because they had Bhagavan Krishna himself on their side. So the Pandavas were sure that Bhagavan Krishna would come up with a brilliant solution to the grave problem they were in. After a while, Bhagavan Krishna smiled and with a twinkle in his eye said that he had thought of something. Bhagavan asked Yudhishthira, Arjuna, Bhima and Nakula not to reveal his plan to Sahadeva. So the following morning, Bhagavan Krishna took all the Pancha Pandavas to a nearby river. And Bhagavan Krishna instructed the Pancha Pandavas to offer the Pinda, the Tarpanam, the Shraddha. So let the Pandavas, apart from Sahadeva, to a riverside in order to perform Tarpanam or oblations to their forefathers. Yudhishthira was surprised and asked Bhagavan why he wanted them to perform the ritual a day before Amavasya or the new moon. Bhagavan asked the Pandavas to trust him and to follow his commands. The Pandavas started performing the Tarpanam for their father and ancestors, and this perplexed the gods in heaven. The gods discussed amongst themselves, trying to figure out what was going on planet Earth, because it was not a new moon, but they are offering the oblations to the Pitrus. And of course, Bhagavan Krishna was there, the Purnavatara. So if Bhagavan Krishna himself is there and the Tarpanam is happening, then the gods have to accept it. But the gods are wondering, today is not the day, so how do we accept it? So there's a discussion happening amongst the gods in the Indraloka. So the two main gods involved in the Amavasya, namely the Surya Bhagavan and the Chandra Bhagavan, rushed to Bhagavan Krishna to ask him what was happening. They asked Bhagavan why the Pandavas were performing Tarpanam when it was not Amavasya. Bhagavan Krishna again, with a twinkle in his eye, said that it certainly wasn't Amavasya before Surya Bhagavan and Chandra Bhagavan appeared before him to ask that question. But since the two appeared together with each other before him, they were conjunct and it was Amavasya. Amavasya was declared and the war was started. So how Bhagavan Krishna changed the very calendar and changed the very Vedic astrology. He moved the new moon to 1 day prayer. The new moon day actually moved to 1 day prayer and the war started on the just to handle the situation so that the war does not start on Amavasya day, Sri Krishna played the trick and he moved it. The Amavasya itself, he moved one day before. For Krishna, the whole cosmos readjusted its planetary position, and the day before, the day became Amavasya. Only an incarnation has that power over the cosmos because the space of oneness they are established in. Aranagiri Yogeshwara has demonstrated in Supreme Pontiff's life by bringing down the planets to teach astrology to the Supreme Pontiff. Not only the Puranic references, but in the modern day also, the Supreme Pontiff has demonstrated his power of oneness over the celestial body like delaying sunrises. There is also another one beautiful incident in Swamiji's life where Aranagiri Yogeshwara, Swamiji's guru and the very incarnation of Paramashiva, brings the sunset, makes the sunset happen 2 times on the same day, just to give initiation and just to have that kind of an intimate moment with the avatar and just to initiate the avatar before the sunset. The Aranagiri Yogeshwara made the sunset happen twice on the same day. Now let's have a quick introduction to what are Navagrahas according to Hinduism and according to Vedic astrology. Navagraha means, Nava means 9, Graha means planet. As per Vedic astrology, they are the 9 planets that influence our life. The position of a planet at the time of human birth will have an influence on his actions and reactions to different situations in his life. Every life has its ups and downs. When there is an improper planetary alignment for an individual, it is called dosha or a negative influence. Due to these Navagraha doshas, people fall into depression and sudden low moods. This low period may last for some period based on the power of the planet. However, this can be averted with intelligence. Connecting with the cosmic intelligence to avoid any influence in any hindrance in life and to bestow tremendous peace and success in life, Navagraha Puja is conducted. Now, you might have noticed that as the moon grows, I'll first maybe share about who are the Navagrahas. Surya, Chandra, Budha, Mangal, Guru, Shukra, Shani, Rahu, and Ketu. And each graha, each planet works on our enlightenment. We will also be seeing how to remove the doshas, the Navagraha doshas, all the ill effects or the negative influence of the planets in our lives, and what Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revealed about the Navagrahas and the Vedic astrology. First, Aditya, the sun, promotes strength and courage, health and prosperity, and relief from chronic diseases. And we have the Suryanar Koil in Tamil Nadu, which is the main temple for the sun god. The next is Chandran, the moon, is immensely beneficial for mental peace and charming personality, excellent control over emotions, and keeps your inner space in goodness. And the temple to worship is the Kailasa temple and the Tingalur temple. The Vedic astrology is actually such a vast topic, and there's so much to learn about the Vedic astrology. It's a very interesting science, and how just based on the birth of a person, how the entire the sequence of events in his life is predicted, and you can be prepared, and you can also consciously change the effects and consciously change your life to manifest what you want. Now the third is Angarakan, which is Mars, who is the protector of Dharma. He controls the muscular system of the body and the circulatory system. So the Mars is planet of the Mars, has an effect on the muscular system and the circulatory system. The temple to worship is the Vaidishwaran Koil. Budha, Mercury, the planet relieves from diseases related with the nervous system and body functions, grants wisdom and commercial success and growth. The temple to worship is the Shweta Vaneshwara temple. where you worship Mercury. The next planet, Navagraha, we are going to see is Guru, who is Jupiter, represented by Jupiter. He is the master of all grahas. The temple to worship is Apat Saha Eshwara Kovil and Alangudi temple. Shukra is a Venus. The Venus symbolizes love and passion. He is the giver of wealth, fortune, and luxurious living, and if positioned well in one's horoscope. So the temple to worship is Agnishwara and Kanchanur temple. Next, we have the Shani or Saturn. He is very instrumental for reducing the intensity of hardship caused by adversities. The temple to worship is Tirunallaru temple. Next, we have the Rahu and Ketu in the Navagrahas. Rahu is the demon's head. So basically, Rahu and Ketu are basically one demon whose body was cut. So the head is separate and the rest of the body is separate because that this demon consumed the Amrita, the nectar of immortality. So when Rahu is affected, one faces severe miseries and obstacles in the way of success. And the temple to worship is Tirukeshwaran temple. Then we have Ketu, which is the demon's tail, representation of the karmic collection of both good and bad, spirituality and supernatural influences. The temple to worship is the Kira Perumpallam Koil. Kira Perumpallam Koil. Now let us understand the deeper insights about Navagrahas by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Now the moment the consciousness enters the body, the energy level of the cosmos at the time of birth gets printed in that consciousness. Your inner space gets a print of the cosmic energy level and the position of the 9 major energy centers of the solar system. So literally, you get a blueprint of the cosmic energy level and a blueprint of the planetary positions at that moment. And it gets imprinted, the blueprint gets imprinted in your consciousness. It's a very interesting, actually, Vedic astrology is a very interesting topic. And somebody said, like, at least know the basics of Vedic astrology. Not like becoming an expert or something, but at least have basic information. What are the planets, what are the influences, etc. The astrological planets are not only astronomical, they are energies. A particular energy of push and pull exists between them. The different energy positions clearly decide the cosmic energy level during the time of birth. Based on that, a Jyotisha will be able to predict the course of life. Understand, not exact incidents, because you have the freedom to decide whether to sit here or not, to read this or not. But overall, a general flow of your life. The different energy positions describe the energy level and during the time of birth, and they predict the general course of your life. It's not like exact incidents day by day and scene by scene, but overall, this is how you will be, etc. The astrology manifested in the inner vision of the ancient rishis and sages of India. These yogis and enlightened beings were able to see beyond the realm of names and forms. They could feel and express the subtle reality that exists behind the cosmic phenomena. As such, they perceived the primal powers of the cosmic intelligence in planets and stars and worshipped the cosmic powers within themselves. And we'll be continuing to share more about the Vedic astrology and how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revealed more and more about the Vedic astrology after a very short break.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become Kailasians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life, we can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you, and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost.
Nithyanandam, and welcome back, dear viewers. The moment, the consciousness. So we were sharing with you about what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealed about the deeper insights about the Navagrahas. You can just go back to the previous slide, the previous one. Yes. So we were just sharing with you about how the astrological planets are not only astronomical, they are energies. A particular energy of push and pull exists between the astrological planets, and the different energy positions clearly decide the cosmic energy level during the time of birth. And based on that, the Jyotisha will be able to predict the course of life. Not exactly the exact incidents, because you have the freedom to decide whether to sit or stand, to read this or not. So all those we have a freedom. Swamiji very beautifully explains this with an example. He says, if a calf is tied to a rope, or sorry, to a pole, and there is a rope. Now the calf can stand close to the pole, away from the pole. But the calf only has a limited freedom. It cannot just go anywhere else. It can only go within the radius of the rope. So that freedom even we have. But it cannot go beyond the rope itself. Beyond the length of the rope, the calf will not be able to walk. This is how the Supreme Pontiff explained what level of freedom do we have and what are things that are already kind of a part of our life. However, with the science of, with the, not even the science, with the truth of super determinism, Swamiji has very clearly told there is nothing called destiny, nothing called free will. It is your super determinism, where from the context that I am Paramashiva, when you say that, yes, my guru has told I am Paramashiva, from that let me manifest what I want, not only your cognition of the reality will change, even the reality itself will change. So that is the, of course, the Guru Kripa Kataksha on each and every one of us, how Swamiji literally manifests everything we want and gives us powerful cognitions. However, here in the context of the Vedic astrology, if you say for a normal person, for a normal person's life, a certain freedom he has, but he only has a certain limited freedom. Beyond that, then life goes through a natural flow. Now, in the upcoming, we will be seeing more deeper insights. So I request everyone to please give your listening and have the basic understanding, because this will reduce, even the basic understanding about Vedic astrology will reduce a lot of suffering in our lives. And actually, once when I joined the monastery, the Adinam, when I was about 26 years, 25 or 26 years of age at that time. And before that, I was actually, before I joined Adinam, I was married actually for a very short time, and then I got divorced. And after that, only I met Swamiji in that, when you get divorced and when things are not going the way you want, and you basically go through such a low curve in life, and that's when the seeking gets awakened, and I was introduced to Swamiji and all that. And then, of course, I wanted to live with Swamiji and take sannyas. So when I came to the Adinam, the first thing, actually after a week or two in the Adinam, Swamiji, during one of the darshans, Swamiji asked me, "Who told you to get married?" So I said, "Swamiji, that's, like how in India, right? By 17 you finish school, by 21 you finish undergrad, by 23 you finish masters, and by 25 you get married. It is, you don't even decide, you just go. Whatever everybody does, you also do the same thing." So I was doing the same thing, and then that's all I said. And then at that time only Swamiji said, you are meant to live a life of sannyas. You have a sannyas horoscope. And even if you had gotten married, either the husband would have died or you would have met with an accident or whatever, because you are meant to live this lifestyle. So only at that time I realized, how we come with a certain purpose, we come with a certain plan, we come with a certain prarabdha, and that prarabdha will get executed in our life. So the major course of life, if you get enlightened or not, can be predicted. Principles can be predicted, not policies. So having an idea about your horoscope will give you the intelligence and also the acceptance in your life. Intelligence to take the decisions and the acceptance to bear the inevitable things. In my case, the divorce. If I had known that, this was it, even after the divorce, it would have helped heal, because I went through, a low curve in my life. I need not have gone through that if I had known that this is what is going to be my path. First of all, I would have not gotten married, but even if I had, and I came to know after, it would have helped heal. So Navagrahas are also known to have an impact on the different parts of our bodies and the smooth functioning. For instance, Surya provides longevity and good health. Chandra has an impact on the digestive system, fertility, and mental health. Mangala affects muscular strength. Buddha causes respiratory and skin-related issues. Guru impacts metabolism, liver, pancreas. Shukra, the reproductive organs, while Shani also has an impact on our health. Now, the basic misinterpretation of the grahas, which all human beings have, is some grahas does good to them, some don't. For example, people are afraid of that 7.5 years Shani. In Tamil, we call it Elra Shani. Then they don't even use the word Shani. Elra itself means that, oh God, this person is now caught in the malefic effects of the Shani planet. So, and the Rahu effect. Some believe that Shukra will do good for life and bring wealth and well-being. Now, if a person is suffering from a pattern long enough, then the grahas intervene and give the life solution, where he's forced to break the pattern and move towards the experience of Paramashivoham. Swamiji has said, Sani, Rahu, Ketu makes one accountable for the smooth flow of the law of the cosmos. Sometimes we learn a lot in suffering. Right? Swamiji says, joy gives us wings, suffering gives us root. So even when you go through the so-called suffering in life, it grounds you, it gives you the root. So that's why when we listen to the Guru, none of the grahas will have an effect, because the Guru is taking us to the Paramashivoham in a very sweet way. As long as we are integrated to the Guru, grahas will not have any effect on us. Swamiji shared, if we are stuck in a pattern for a long time, unable to break it, it is only because of non-listening space. And it is at that time that the grahas handle us. When we do not listen to the Guru, then we go through the regular flow of life, and the grahas handle us. Now, let's watch this video on where the Supreme Founder of Hinduism actually has prepared a spiritual alchemy product, which is what we call as a mandala, to nullify the negative effects of the planets and to boost the positive effects that we will have from the planet, so that we can manifest what we want in our life. It's called the Navagraha Mandala, a very beautiful, very powerful spiritual alchemy product created by the Supreme Founder of Hinduism. Let's now watch this video.
It actually represents Hindu cosmology. So, in this, please listen. In this sheet, Navagrahas are installed. In this 2D sheet, Navagrahas are installed with 3 color. Varivadivu, Olivadivu, Kurivadivu. Means, in the form of mantra, in the form of figure, in the form of symbol. Varivadivu, Olivadivu, Kurivadivu. These are Trikalas. In the Trikala means is in the form of Navagrahas in the form of symbol and in the form, actual form, and in the mantra. 3 shapes they are installed, and each one of them are installed in one Garbha. Their life is this represents 11 dimension. This 3-layer length, breadth, depth dimension. Inside 9 Garbhas are kept representing 9 more dimension. The 11th space cannot be given in matter. It will be given to you as an initiation. So understand, this represents 9 Navagrahas and 11 dimensions. Sadashiva talks about it in Kamikagama and Shastra Prama. Saint E talks about it. Because in this the Trikala means the line form, visual form and mantra form. Be considered as deity and you can even do puja to it. In mandala, the visual form will never be there usually. But in the Navagraha mandala, it is written, the visual form has to be there. Because the visual form is there, now it is equivalent to a deity also. Not only a spiritual alchemy product, deity also. But if you want, you can worship. It is equivalent to an energy of a deity. It will nullify all the evil effects of grahas on you, and it will keep you very pleasant and complete with grahas. So naturally, they will not behave with you like a sadist. They will inform you, support you, and evolve you. See, I tell by Sadashiva, making every being experience Sadashivatva is their responsibility. Either by giving you right experience or wrong experience, they educate you to manifest Sadashivatva. Now, they will make it more easy for you. That's all. There will not be root shock. So it will keep you in the space of completion with grahas.
A beautiful spiritual alchemy product, a gift to the world by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, the Navagraha Mandala. Now, let's have the powerful cognition from Paramashiva and how we should be humble to the grahas. Here is a direct revelation by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Let's watch this video. Swamiji has actually revealed so much about Vedic astrology, and we even have books published on each of the planets. So you can read it from books.nithyananda.org.
Suddenly, maybe the reasons known only to him, he decided to teach the whole science of Navagrahas, showing directly the grahas to me. And he just did something like this. I do not know whether he took me to the space of Kailasa or he brought the grahas to Arunachala, where I was sitting with him. I was sitting with him in the temple, in the Arunajaleshwara temple. Whether he brought them here or he took me there, I do not know. But suddenly I saw like a chess coins all the Navagrahas, alive, living, moving. And I immediately bowed down to them. The moment I realized they are alive, I immediately bowed down to them. Then he started talking about every graha and explaining who holds what energy and who does what responsibility, and the whole science he transmitted into me, the whole knowledge of Jyotisha. As I said, the words he uttered and the quantity and quality of the information transmitted was unimaginable. He also taught me an important sacred secret. If you can bring a powerful cognition in you and do dharana, dhyana, samadhi on that powerful cognition and be humble to the grahas, understand? Humbleness pleases the grahas. Humbleness makes the grahas happy with you.
A beautiful, powerful cognition. The humbleness pleases the grahas. So let's be humble, connect to the Navagrahas, meditate on the Navagrahas, pray to the Navagrahas as revealed by Devi Parashakti from the space of deep humbleness. And they will reveal themselves to us and they will manifest what we want in our life. We can really take their help. Such a beautiful revelation by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And then here Swamiji talks about his experience with his guru, Aranagiri Yogeshwara, and how Aranagiri Yogeshwara taught Navagrahas the very science and downloaded, I shouldn't say taught, but downloaded the entire knowledge of Vedic astrology and Navagrahas into Swamiji. So Swamiji can, reveal it to the whole world. So literally all the scriptures, all the knowledge of the Vedic tradition was literally downloaded into Swamiji by Aranagiri Yogeshwara as was revealed to us by Swamiji himself.
Now let me come back to this story. He showed all the grahas and taught me the whole thing. Then after everything was done, he just moved the hand. I don't know whether he brought me back to this planet Earth or he sent the grahas back to their place. Everything was normal. And it was too much, I tell you. I was in awe. Anyhow, the whole knowledge transmission was done. Then I asked him, Swamiji, did you take me there and showed the planets, or did you bring the planets and showed me here? He laughed and said, hey, I brought them here. See, I saw 9 stones on the floor. He was laughing. He was trying to tell me that, hey, through the stones only I taught you. I brought them here. I said, then what was happening there? If the grahas are not there, what would have happened to the world, planet Earth? If somebody looks up, if the sun is not there, what will happen? He laughed and said, I froze the time. Nobody was allowed to look up. Please understand. I am telling as it happened. That's why I told him, please, you reveal, you utter the right words. I wanted the whole thing to be integrated. In integrity, with integrity. Let complete integrity be maintained with Paramashiva. He laughed and said, I froze the time so nobody can look up. Till the whole thing was happening, it was too much. I asked him, when I take these 9 stones, I wanted to keep them in my puja. He laughed and said, why just these stones? I'll install them. I'll put them in a land which will be later on, can be beautiful temple. He just blinked his eyes. Both of us were sitting in a place where now the banyan tree is planted in Tiruvannamalai Adinam. That is precise spot. That was the spot. He put all the 9 stones and we both were suddenly sitting there. We just disappeared from the temple and appeared here. And he pushed all the 9 stones on the ground and said, this place will radiate the powers of Navagrahas. Later on, you will understand why I did this here. Of course, maybe after decades, many years, we got that property. Now the ashram is there. When I went back, I know that is the property. That is the reason I put Navagraha Vanas there. Nakshatra Vana in that area for all the grahas and nakshatras to be present and bless everyone. Whoever goes and sits and meditates on Arunagiri Yogeshwara there, with the powerful cognition of Paramashivoham, Arunachala will bless. Arunagiri Yogeshwara will bless. Paramashiva will bless and liberate all of them from all the malefic effects of planets. Go and sit in that Navagrahavana, Nakshatravana, and meditate on the powerful cognition. Do samyama on the powerful cognition. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. You are Paramashiva. Chanting Mahavakya. Do samyama. And be humble to Navagrahas. Be humble to Navagrahas. You will be blessed, liberated. No malefic effects will touch you. You will be free from all malefic effects and you will be only blessed and supported and blessings will be showered on you.
Such a beautiful revelation by the Supreme Founder of Hinduism, where the current Tiruvannamalai Adinam, the Kailasa and Tiruvannamalai is located. That's the place where Arunagiri Yogeshwara installed the 9 stones. And let us all pray to Arunagiri Yogeshwara, pray to Arunachala, and pray to the Supreme Founder of Hinduism to remove the malefic effects of all our planets and help us with the right things. the next revelation by the Supreme Pontiff, we are going to see how in Hinduism numbers are gods and are associated to a graha and a planet. So graha planet, let us listen to this revelation by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
Once my guru was trying to teach me the Surya Siddhanta, means how the Panchanga can be predicted and penned down. He was trying to show how the sun is center and earth moves around the sun and moon is around the earth, and the whole structure, including the sun, moon, the whole thing is also moving. He described in an elaborate way. And then he took a chalk piece, just drew some numbers on various parts of my body. The numbers belong to each graha, is directly connected to our internal organs. Each graha influences one of our internal organ heavily. And he drew that numbers on my body, and he drew that same numbers on external, on the floor, explaining how when those grahas change, when those stars move, regular cosmic happenings like Amavasya, Purnima, how those things should be predicted are calculated. That is more like a calculation. It's not even prediction. But its influence on the humanity need to be predicted. Its influence on the individual's lives need to be predicted. My gurus were trying to map this whole science and explain this to me. I think almost the core fundamental structure of Jyotisha and Surya Siddhanta I am trying to explain. Chandaha padautu vedasya astau kalpoda patyate jyotishamayanam chakshur niruttam shrotramuchyate sikshakranam tu vedasya mukam vyakaranam smrutam. This is a very traditional verse. In any Gurukul they will chant this and make you repeat. It's a description. 6 angas of the Vedas in Veda Purusha's body. Jyotisham ayanam chakshu, meaning Jyotish Sastra is considered as eyes of the Veda Purusha. From this we understand that the Vedic astrology is as old as Vedas, or in other words, does not have beginning, anadi. This Shastra is also called Hora Shastra Hora is an abbreviation of Ahoratram, meaning day and night. It means it is the systematic study of time and its components and parameters and its influence on physical, chemical, biological existence of what we know as life. Listen. One very funny incident happened when he was teaching me. I was so intensely immersed in his teachings. He was showing me, hey, this is Surya. This influences your brain thinking system. This is Rahu. He influences your liver. The actions liver performs physically, its influence on your thinking system, everything. If you map it to the description of Rahu, it will absolutely match. Guru, Brihaspati, is the decision-making mechanism which influences your will persistence, Agnya Chakra, pituitary glands, and its impact on your existence is directly Guru. He was explaining step by step how each of these grahas and their numbers and how they influence your lifestyle, patterns, everything. I'll repeat exact one line. He was touching that Rahu description of how he was describing Rahu and touched my body. Infused that Rahu energy in my liver. I could see immediately so much happening inside me. I just vomited, literally, physically. Felt so fresh, alive, relieved. Of course, after cleaning all that place, everything, my Guru has explained. Eera nerpatta Ayul Neelandambi. In Tamil he said, if the liver is straightened out, life will increase. It is directly Rahu. Rahu is responsible for your longevity. Rahu can influence and put you in addictions and kill you, or he can keep you addiction free, or addicted to right habits and food and keep you happy, healthy for any long. This whole thing is related to your liver. If the liver decides to addict you for certain food, nothing can be done. Just by remembering that food, you will be forced, your whole system will be pushed to eat it. After eating, you will repent, but you will not stop eating. He said, integrity of the liver to the purpose of your existence makes you long, happy, healthily living. Because liver sends the signals about hunger and what kind of food you like, the taste, everything. The memories of the food and its taste flashing in your system and you being influenced to eat that same kind of food, timing, rhythm, everything is liver. Whether it is alcohol addiction, which is the worst. The best addiction is addicted to fasting. Let me explain my Guru Raghupati Yogi's words. Eera nerpada means if the liver is integrated, it creates right desires, which keeps you healthy, which continuously detoxes you, which creates taste for healthy things. I tell you, my addiction to fasting has brought not just health, 24/7 active, alive, intense living with multi-dimensional work.
So the Navagraha Puja is a Vedic prayer which produces tremendous positive energy and help everyone to gain courage to face any situation in life. This ritual, traditionally performed for the 9 planets, brings solace to the person's mind and dilutes any negative influence which can be felt during a certain period called Navagraha Dosha, when the planets are not in proper alignment, influencing the person negatively. Due to these, people fall into depression and sudden low moods. This period may last for some time, depending on the power of the planet. However, this can be avoided with intelligence. Navagraha Puja is conducted to connect oneself to the cosmic intelligence, to avoid any hindrances and to bestow tremendous peace and contentment in life. This puja is a collection of prayers and rituals performed to the planets in the form of deities. With the blessings of these 9 planets, a person is helped to attain good health, prosperity, knowledge, and enlightenment. And so we have now come to the conclusion of this segment, where we shared with you about the various effects of the planets and how, with the grace and blessings of the Guru, we can avoid any of the malefic effects and also perform the Navagraha Puja, which can help us, first of all, prepare ourselves to face any kind of an adverse situation in life, and also help reduce the Navagraha Dosha, or remove the Navagraha Dosha, help eliminate the malefic effects of the planets. Now we'll be moving on to the next segment of this program after a very short break.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
We get you help.
Nithyanandam, and welcome back, dear viewers. In the next segment of today's program, we are going to share with you about how you make various offerings to Devi Parashakti. What are the different ways we can connect to Devi Parashakti to have her grace and blessings in our life? And in Hinduism, the rituals are a way for us to connect with the divine, to feel that the divine is real, the divine is there, very much taking care of us. The Devi Parashakti is living with us, gracing us and blessing us and showering us with all the wombs and the prayers that we ask for. So that is what is Devi Parashakti Bhava Samadhi Darshan. First, let us understand the very context of the offering. What is the context of offering in Sanatana Hindu Dharma? And an introduction to the very divine feminine consciousness. Masculine and feminine, both consciousness, have to be expressed equally by every human being to be enlightened. Until enlightenment, only the masculine dimension expresses more than the feminine dimension. And the deity's picture that you are seeing on the right side is the deity of Ardhanarishwara. Ardhanarishwara is an incarnation of Paramashiva with half his body as Paramashiva and half his body as Parashakti, which represents a beautiful poise and the balance of the male and the female energies, the male and the female components in us. As revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in each and every one of us, we are either 51% female, 49% male, or 51% male and 49% female. And when that perfect balance happens, it happens when you achieve the state of enlightenment and you see a beautiful poise of male and the female components in you. That's why when you see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in the Devi Bhava Samadhi Darshan, you actually see only Devi. You literally see the grace and the beauty and all the feminine aspects. You see so much radiating through the physical embodied form of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. For those of us who have seen, you actually just melt in the love of the mother when you see the Supreme Pontiff at that time. And at the same time, when the Supreme Pontiff is giving the Kala Bhairava Darshan, just radiating the ferociousness of Kala Bhairava. And we have had many devotees actually who have had this darshan of Swamiji as Ardhanarishwara, where one side they look at Swamiji is like completely like Devi Parashakti, the other side just completely radiating Bhagavan Paramashiva. So we can move on to the next slide. Now the incompletions, the life negative and adharmic cognitions in the 5 dimensions leads to misconstrued karana and karya, the cause and effect, further leading to suffering and pain and calamities in individual, personal, and collective and global levels. Here you see how the karma has an effect. There's a beautiful picture of karma that is there, where you hit on one thing, it comes back and hits you back in that same way. So, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Like the karma, when you do something, when you cause pain to others, it will come back as pain to you. When you enrich others, you will feel enriched. So the very dharma, the cosmic law, is the karma theory. And the Supreme Pontiff has beautifully explained about the karma theory. And even if you had done something to others in the past and you feel bad about it, you can really complete with that thought current and you can really get out of the karmic effects of that event. When you actually go through the process of completion and be complete with the thought current, the Supreme Pontiff has told us that the reality will change. You will be able to break the effect of the karmas in your life by completion. The 43 energies of the Sri Meru, they constitute the 43 energies inside us in the human body. When all the 43 are integrated to Dharma, one becomes enlightened. Dharma is basically the cosmic motherly completion and sensitivity from the level of the Panchabhutas. Panchabhuta means 5 elements of the nature, is the core principle of the cosmos. Now, awakening the sacred feminine is the key to enlightenment. When awakened, a man expresses the sacred feminine consciousness. He becomes a great revered leader. When awakened in the woman, she expresses the sacred feminine consciousness. She becomes Devi, the cosmic mother, expressing the powers. And in the Vedic tradition, if you actually see men who are very passionate or aggressive, they are used for creating the infrastructure. However, women on the other side, they are, like Swamiji says, women are the most stable, and any kind of an ecosystem, community, everything is held together by the women. Whether it is a family, held together by women, community, society, everything, when given to a woman, she just holds it together. She doesn't just break it and throw away and go. That is a very quality of a woman. So the Vedic tradition utilized that very natural attributes and aspects of the masculine and feminine and utilized it for creating a beautiful enlightened civilization. Okay. So now let's understand about conscious sovereignty. Now, out of the millions of paths on to spirituality and to experience the ultimate, the easiest, sweetest, the most beautiful path to enlightenment is connecting with the cosmos as a mother, Devi Parashakti, the divine feminine consciousness. She is the one who expresses as Guru all gods and all the manifestations in the universe. She can straightaway deliver enlightenment by connecting through the cosmic umbilical cord. And the offerings is not to benefit the divine, of course not, but to close our gap with the divine. When we achieve completion with the Divine Mother, her infinite powers, her sweet grace starts nourishing all our dimensions through the cosmic umbilical cord. See, when you connect with the divine, when you realize like Devi Parashakti is real, when you offer that, it literally brings you into a deep space of feeling connection with the divine. And as far as the offerings are concerned, there is nothing too small or too big one can offer to connect with the Divine Mother. It has to be from a space of love of a child, looking at the mother and handling her. What it has to share with her out of deep love and gratitude. It can be a cup of milk or a flower, or it can be a precious jewel, or adorn her smiling face. It can be anything. Just out of your deep compassion, offering something to the Divine Mother. Vedic rishis have clearly stated the techniques to connect with the sacred feminine consciousness to awaken the same qualities in us. One can connect with Paramashiva through oneness, but with the divine cosmic mother, it is only by worshipping her feet with devotion. So, offering our devotion at the divine lotus feet of the beloved Mother, Devi Parashakti. Mother worship is the most non-violent, most peace-centered, most healing, soothing, and the sweetest path to enlightenment amongst all traditions on the planet Earth. Worshipping includes contemplating, meditating through the sacred offerings of the mantras and oblations at her feet. Today, we are going to see the various offerings that we have for Devi Parashakti. What are the different ways I can connect with Devi Parashakti? We can all connect and receive her grace and blessings in our lives. We may ask, why divine feminine consciousness? As because she is the ultimate, and it's very easy to connect with her. It is one of the easiest paths to connect with the divine in the form of a mother, because mother is the one who never judges us. Wow, however we are, she always thinks that we are the best. So it's very easy to connect with the mother. Whatever we do, however we are, we feel so comfortable, we feel so loved, we feel so unjudged. So it's very easy to connect with the mother. There's a beautiful verse in the Hindu scriptures where it talks about who is Devi Parashakti, the divine feminine, Devi Parashakti, The verse beautifully says, Aham Rudrebir Vasubhihi Charami. I am the Rudras, I am the Vasus. So it describes Devi Parashakti as literally the source behind everything. She is the source Shakti. And from Parashakti, all of us manifested, and into Parashakti, all of us merged. So she is the source Shakti. So I'm going to read the translation of this verse. It says, I walk as the 11 Rudras, I walk as the Vasus, I walk as the Vishnu and other Adityas and all divine forms, Vishwadevas, assuming the form of an inner self of all the gods. Hold aloft Mitra and Varuna, even as Indra and Agni I do, and the Ashwin twins too. The Ekadasha Rudras, Maharudra, Ashtavasus, Dwadasha Adityas, Vishwadevatas, all of them are my retinue. I move around in my various forms with them as my retinue. I protect all of them, including Mitra, Varuna, Indra, Agni, and Ashwini Devatas. Devi declares herself as the inner self of all the gods. She is all pervading and all permeating. Now let us take a look at the various offerings that we have to Devi Parashakti. What are the different ways we can connect with Devi Parashakti? What are the different offerings that we have for her? So the first offering we have to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the E-Hundi. And the E-Hundi offering, there's a beautiful reference from Lalita Sahasranama which says, Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vashya, Bhayapaha, Shambhavi Sharadaradhya, Sharvani Sharmadayini. Devi is fond of true devotion. She is realized through true devotion. So you connect with Devi Parashakti and offer your gratitude in the form of the E-Hundi offering. So whatever you would like to offer to Devi Parashakti, you go ahead and make the offering to her. And typically, right, we always have some kind of like something is happening, something is not happening that we want to happen. So Devi Parashakti, literally, she blesses us and she graces us. And the minute we pray to Devi Parashakti, we just know that she is there taking care of us. And the next offering that we have for Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Sankalpa, the Sankalpa chanting, which is just $1 per person, and you can offer it for all your family members. And the Sankalpa chanting. So the reference from the Vedic scriptures which says, let the mantras I chant with the sacrifice in my soul become the chanting of your name. Let my movements become auspicious mudras. Let my travel become perambulations around thee. And the blessings for health and whatever you would like to manifest, manifesting that in our lives. The next offering is that of the Devi Sahasra Nama Swarna Kasu, and it is the offering of the gold coins, manifesting the various dimensions of Devi Parashakti. So the Sahasra Nama Swarna Kasu is an offering to manifest and awaken the multiple divine powers and various attributes of Devi Parashakti. And those of you who are watching us live, if you're listening to these and if you would like to, if you have any questions and if you would like to share anything, please do post it in the comment section of the YouTube live chat. And if you have a question on what kind of offerings to make, or if you're looking for some specific solution, you can do all of that in the chat, and we'll be more than happy to attend to each and every one of you. And next we have the offering of the Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with a pearl. Let the goddess who brings good fortune, who's praised by the gods, who's served by the Devendra, let them shower and bless us. The Mukta Anguti, the offering of the Mukta Anguti, you pray to her for blissful relationships, and for you to have completion in relationships, for you to manifest what you want in your life. And see various offerings, right? Like how you give to your mother, you buy a sari and give her, or you present something to her, you feel like, you feel so loved, and you feel the love, and you express your love by offering something. That's the same thing with Devi Parashakti as well. So expressing your feeling connection, expressing your devotion to Devi Parashakti. And I'll just finish the meaning that I was reading. Let the goddess who brings good fortune, who's praised by the gods, who's served by the Devendra, who's praised by the Devas, troubled by the Asuras, who's praised and remembered as devotion to all her problems, who's the source of all good in the world, let that goddess destroy all obstacles. A blessing for protection from all dangers and fears. You pray to Devi Parashakti to protect you from all dangers and fears. And those of you who are watching this live, if Devi Parashakti has answered your question, if you have received a direct answer for your question from Devi Parashakti, you can say yes in the chat, or you can say not yet. If you are yet to receive a direct blessings from Devi Parashakti, you can say not yet. The next offering we have is that of the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the golden lotus. It's a beautiful reference in the Vedic scriptures which says, Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayini Mantra Murte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Devi who bestows accomplishments and intellect, who showers worldly prosperity. Devi who powers the subtle mantra of the cosmos, I bow to you, Devi Mahalakshmi. Blessings for attracting positive relationships in personal and business dimensions. The next offering we have to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Meti, the golden touring, as a beautiful reference from the Saundarya Lahari, which says, Lord Brahma, the creator of Yog, who selects the dust from your feet and creates this world. The great Adisesha, with his 1,000 heads, somehow carries the dust of your feet with great effort. And the great Lord Rudra takes it and powders it nicely and applies it and uses it as his holy ash. So connecting with Devi Parashakti and offering the Swarna Miti, the golden touring, at her divine lotus feet. We have various different offerings for Devi Parashakti, and what is it that you would like to manifest? You can choose any specific offering to express your love and your devotion to Devi Parashakti. So the next offering that we have for Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Meti. There are some more benefits that I would like to read out to all of you. The blessings for a life of leadership qualities by offering worship to the divine lotus feet, achieved by even worshipping a tiny grain of dust from her feet. Meti is a golden touring to worship by adorning that divine, adorning the divine Devi Parashakti's feet. And you can offer these Swarna Meti. It is $750, and you can go to www.kailasamailer.com/sevas to register for these offerings. Any of the offerings that you would like to make, please go to www.kailasamailer, which is KAILASAMAILER.com/sevas, SEVAS, to make any of these offerings. The next offering that we have for Devi Parashakti, a beautiful reference from Lalita Sahasranama, which says, Sudha Sara Bhivarshini, she who makes the nectar flow from the Sahasrara to the Agnya and permeates through all the 72,000 nadis to give us the ultimate experience of the cosmos. The blessings for the enlightened lifestyle. So you offer a golden hairline jewelry to Devi Parashakti to be blessed, to be receiving and living an enlightened lifestyle. The next offering we have for Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, offering of gratitude at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Swamiji, which is one of the most sacred offerings and the source of all the pujas in the Vedic tradition, is the offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. So the reference to this offering is from the Guru Ashtakam, where Bhagavan, the great incarnation of Paramashiva, Adi Shankaracharya sings. He says, Yasho me patam dikshu dhana pratapa jagat vastu sarvam kare yat prasadat manaschena latnam guru rangri padme tatakim 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 tatakim. My repute has travelled in all directions through my philanthropy and prowess. All the things of this world are in my hands as reward for my virtues. Yet if one's mind is not centered upon the lotus feet of the Guru, what then, what then, what then? We may have all the best things of the world, but if our mind is not fixed on the lotus feet of the Guru, what is the use? So the best offering a disciple can offer is offering of gratitude. That is all we need to do. Just say, thank you, Swamiji. Thank you for happening in my life. What have I done to have Paramashiva himself coming down in a human body, in a physical embodied form, and gracing me and blessing me? That I am blessed today to have the darshan of Paramashiva. My eyes are falling on Paramashiva, Parashakti, the Bhava Samadhi darshans that we are having. What have we done to have darshan of so many gods? It is unheard of that so many darshans a being is blessed with, and it is just open to one and all of us. What have we done to deserve this in our life? So, only emotion that we can have towards Guru is gratitude. Thanking Swamiji. Swamiji, thank you for happening in my life. And when you offer especially, see, on the 28th of December, we are celebrating Swamiji's 45th Avatara Dinotsava. Swamiji is completing his 44 years and entering his 45th year. The very day, the superconsciousness assumed the human body in the form of Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. That is falling on the 28th of December this year. We celebrate as per the Vedic calendar, the Margani month and Chitra Nakshatra, which happens on the 28th of December this year. And on that day, we are having a very special offering of Pratyaksha Pada Puja. Purna Pandolikar is joining us in this live stream. Purnama, thank you so much for commenting in the chat. Very special Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And of all the pujas, we have tens of thousands of pujas in the Vedic tradition. The source of all the puja is worshipping the feet of the Guru, as revealed by Bhagavan Paramashiva himself in the Guru Gita. He says, Puja Moolam Guru Padam. Guru's feet is the ultimate source of any puja. So just worshipping the feet of the Guru, expressing our gratitude to Swamiji for happening in our lives and for blessing us and gracing us with everything. I'm sure if you are a devotee of Swamiji and if you've been initiated, you would never even remember the life before, how it was without Swamiji. Now the life after Swamiji got introduced to our life has changed so much. We have transformed so much. So many auspicious things have started manifesting in our lives. So much of transformation, so much of healing. The amount of pain and suffering Swamiji has reduced in our life, we can't even measure, calculate. And most of the things we don't even know. The level to which Swamiji takes care of each and every one of us. Continuously showering us.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashiva will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become Kailasians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your
Nithyanandam, and welcome back, dear viewers. So, really sorry for the technical glitch. As I was just explaining about the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, there was a short technical glitch. Sincerely apologize for that. So I would like to just continue and share about the significance of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, which is an offering of the gratitude at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Swamiji. It is $1,008. And really, if you have a sincere intention and devotion, do not worry, there will not be any obstacles. You will be able to offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, and Swamiji himself is coming live to accept our devotion and our gratitude. The offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja is $1,008. You can register in our website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. The next offering we have to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Vastra Seva, which is an offering of cloth at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Swamiji. And the ritual we perform is the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And in the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, you will be making the Vastra Seva offering. So the Vastra Seva is also $1,008. And you will be offering a Vastra to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And in the Vastra Seva itself, in the Pratyaksha Pada Puja itself, you will be offering that Vastra, and the Supreme Pontiff will be, literally wearing that cloth on his very body itself. So with that, we come to the conclusion of this program, and you can go ahead and register for the Sevas at www.kailasamailer.com/Sevas. And in the next slide, you will actually see a list of the various offerings. The list of the various offerings that you have to Devi Parashakti, and you can see. And also wanted to inform to each and every one of you that on the 4th of December, we have a very, very, very special initiation coming up, which is the solar eclipse. And on the day of the solar eclipse, you are going to be receiving the initiation from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Supreme Pontiff is going to be gracing and blessing us all with 4 initiations. Shiva Diksha level 1 initiation, which is also called as Samaya Diksha, which is as mentioned in the Kamikagama. Shiva Diksha level 2 initiation, also known as the Vishesha Diksha. And third, the unclutching initiation. And the fourth is the initiation point to becoming a Nithyananda spiritual healer. We call it Healer's Initiation. So very special program, and it is exactly going to be happening during the Grahana Kala. So from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. is the Grahana Kala as per the Indian timings. So 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Indian Standard Time on the 4th of December, and it will be third night US time. We are going to be having a very special initiation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is going to be gracing us and blessing us during the Grahana Kala, in the time which is most auspicious to receive initiation, to do any kind of a spiritual practice. During that time, the Supreme Pontiff is going to be gracing us and blessing us. So please do join us. For more information, please do visit Kailasa's SPHJGM Nithyananda Paramashivam Facebook page. And with that, we come to the conclusion of today's program. And the next program is going to be at 2 a.m. Indian Standard Time. We will now be moving on to watching Satsang from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, delivered by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So with deep gratitude at the Divine Lotus feet, we'll be concluding this program with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda